Plan to attend Minter Fab Going Show, sponsored by Cascade Licensing, September 28th at Lower Natchez Community Park.
All right, guys, welcome back to the shop. Thursday evening here, back on Bad Investments. Gonna do some tinkering here with the power steering, I believe. So that should be a flared fitting there. Gonna open these guys up down here on the Mustang 2 rack. Get my oil pressure wire out of the way. Get this guy opened up here, figure out which fittings we got. Go from there. The owner had picked up a power steering kit for it. I think it came with the CVF stuff. We got a bunch of miscellaneous fittings here and whatnot. So we're gonna try and get all this stuff figured out. Hopefully we have the right fittings to go into the power steering, the rack for that Mustang 2. Actually, I lied. This isn't Mustang 2. With this narrowed Crown Vic front end, I wanna say this is Fox Body Mustang rack. So I'm gonna dig through this here, figure out what we got, and then I'll show you what we got going on. All right, guys, changing pace here a little bit. We are going to put the oil pressure sensor unit in. We got right here, running the factory one for this truck, so it works with the factory gauge. Trying to find my Teflon tape here so we can tape up the end of this guy and get it put in. So we'll get this taped up the right way so it doesn't unthread when you put it in there, and then we will get it hooked up, see if it works. All right, so you want to make sure that your tape goes on here so as you thread the fitting in, it doesn't unthread the tape. If you put it on the wrong way like this, just do a quick little piece here. The tail is facing this way. As you screw it in, you can unwind the tape. It doesn't do any good. So if you put it on the correct way, just like you're threading it in, then it'll help not push it off there as you thread it into the side of the block. All right, guys, this is why you don't throw things away. Pressure sensor adapter for a 289-302. It's been sitting on my toolbox for a long time. But this has got a big sending unit, and it requires this little adapter here to miss the block. So put it in here, Teflon the threads. I'm going to go 180 degrees here, make sure we're out of the way of the filter. And it almost touches the power steering pump. So we're going to turn it 180, well not 180, sorry, 90 degrees from where it's at. So it's sticking straight up. Now it's just in the way of the oil filter. Perfect. All right, guys, doing some vacuum bleeding on the brakes here. Another tip that I have found when vacuum bleeding these is to seal off the threads on the bleeders. When you put them in there, they do have some wiggle room around them. So I have found that if you Teflon tape the bleeder threads, you get a better vacuum on them. I've also used grease. This seems to work a couple times before it knocks all the Teflon off, but if you get them up in there, you get them almost tight, and then you can put the vacuum bleeder on it, and it has a good tight seal, so there's no play in that bleeder. And when I was taking it out before, you can definitely feel the play in them. So this one's actually seems to be bleeding out pretty good. So we'll get this other side on here. Just see what happens here. Shouldn't take too long to get fluid to here because there's fluid right there at that T. There we go. Now I'll tighten this up while it's pulling fluid through it, just like you would if you're actually bleeding them. And then we'll actually hand bleed them like normal, or foot bleed them, I guess. Oh, we're gonna lose it. I'm gonna put you down, take care of this. We'll get back at you. All right, guys, finishing up the night here. Got a lot accomplished, I think. We got the brakes bled on this for the first round, vacuumed all of them, got good fluid out of them, and then Andy helped me get them bled manually. We got pressure at the pedal, so good start. I'm gonna let them sit for the night, and we'll probably hit it up again tomorrow at some point. Fought with this vintage air system after I put the glove box in, and then took the glove box back apart because no glove box with the vintage air system in this truck. So that was cool. Oh well, we did get the you can see it there. Got the cover on that where everything comes through the firewall. And then I got one of the fittings in for the power steering on the rack here. I'll get the other one tomorrow, hopefully my buddy Breyer's got one. We can get that done, get the lines made for that. Andy and I put the bumpers on the little Bronco here. It's pretty good in black. Front one here looks good in black. This thing had a tow package on it for like a motorhome to tag tow it behind it, and decided to put a nice set of driving lights in those holes. That'll be super bright. So like I said, getting moving on everything here, trying to get some stuff cleaned off the bench. Got a lot of that stuff put in the truck tonight. So tomorrow I'm going to try and mess with my shift cable, get that going. Probably adjust the rear end, bolt the back of the box down, just kind of finalize some stuff. Now that we've got the vintage air in there, I can put the grommets back in all those on that penetration to the cab, and then I'm going to get water lines put on it. We're going to test out those new hose clamps that everyone says are going to leak. So we'll try them out, see what happens. So, all right, guys, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Later.